time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Don't clock in, clock in, clock in, don't clock in, clock in, clock in, don't clock in, clock in, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See the star on the field, you gon' meet D-Law. Thinking you an outlaw, we sending the predator. Jalen Smith scoop up the whole field, so how you gon' play here, bruh? If you release your dogs, we got a wolf hunt. LVE, tackling Dutchmen coming. If you hungry and trying to eat like Zeke, we'll send in a taco to sweep you off your feet. Now you deep in the woods, plus we got a couple Collins. They say time and pressure make diamonds, the hot boy shining. Clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work, yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work, yeah, it's time to go to work. Don't clock in, clock in, clock in, don't clock in, clock in, clock in, don't clock in, clock in, clock in, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. Top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Don't clock in. They say, defense wins championships. We're here in Dallas. We got a top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Don't clock in, clock in, don't clock in, clock in, don't clock in, clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. See my defense, they on the field right now. Yeah, my defense, they yelling 3 and now. Yeah, my defense, they don't like your quarterback. So my defense, all trying to get them sacks. With the ball in the air, secondary go to work. Byron Jones, he be there, he be lying, he be lurking. If you get past him, Jeff Heath gon' hurt him. Put the ball down, go ahead and run it. I got a hot front four when they coming. Plus we got the best linebacker duo in the whole NFL. We the hot boys sizzling on fire, come to give your team hell. Clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Go defense, go defense. Defense, gone, defense, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. I know I said at the beginning of this track, that we had like a top 10, or like a top 5. Hot boys gearing up to be triple, you know what I'm saying? Clock Dallas Doomsday defense. Listen what the hot boys tell them, defense. Put me in, coach, yeah, we all hard hitters. Smell fresh meat, yeah, we all eating. Put me in, coach, yeah, we all hard hitters. Smell fresh meat, yeah, we all eating. Put me in, coach, yeah, we all hard hitters. Yeah, I smell fresh meat, yeah, we all eating. Clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Don't clock in, don't clock in, don't clock in, D, yeah, it's time to go to work. See the star on the field, you gon' meet D-Law. Thinking you an outlaw, we sending the predator. Jalen Smith scoop up the whole field, so how you gon' play here, bruh? If you release your dogs, we got a wolf hunt. LVE, tackling Dutchmen coming. If you hungry and trying to eat like Zeke, we'll send in a taco to sweep you off your feet. Now you Plus we got a couple Collins. They say time and pressure make diamonds. The hot boy shining. Clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gone clock in, clock in, clock in, gone clock in, clock in, clock in, gone clock in, clock in, clock in, clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. Top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work. Clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gone clock in. They say, defense wins championships. We're here in Dallas. We got a top 10. All right.
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast.
Thank you for watching West Coast. This is Antoine Woods.
Thanks for watching West Coast. Go Cowboys.
This is Ray Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us at Dallas Cowboy Scout.
Appreciate it.
My man West Coast from this boat.
Thank you for watching West Coast.
Shout out West Coast Cowboys. You know, it's always love over here. Raider, Cowboy, always a Cowboy.
Did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we are live in the building, man. We about to get this thing up on IGZ, baby. I need to get a new light in here, man. Boss Cowboy, you're always brighter than I am.
Yeah, man, I got that good old light, brother. Got that light beaming on the face.
All right, let me see how I look now. Hello. Let me look it up now. Let me see.
All right, man, you look horrible.
I look horrible. Let me see. How I look now?
Yeah, look much better, man. The light is beaming off your forehead perfectly.
All right, all right. Let me get up on IG. All right, we up. What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast. We are live in the building. I'm up on IG, so if you want to go ahead and tune that in, you're more than welcome, sir. Welcome to, kind sir. It is your favorite cowboy, West Coast Cowboy, and I got my cowboy cousin, Boss Cowboy, on the line. Hey, man, I am at 8,997 followers on Instagram, man. I'm trying to get to 10,000. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with your boy so far. What up with you, D Money? I see you on here, man. What's up with you, D Money? I see you. Hey, if you haven't followed me on IG, please go on IG and follow your boy. That is where I will be doing. That's where I will be doing the bulk of a lot of my videos, like my standalone content. Why? Because Facebook be tripping, man. Like, for real, I can't even freaking share my own content on Facebook without them. Matter of fact, I need to stop talking about it right now before they block me. Because Facebook be listening to us. So Facebook, I'm just playing, but on the low, on the low. Like,
well, you better be nice to Facebook.
I know, bro. Like I said, we need to come up with some code words because I don't like just saying my business out in the streets and they be listening.
BF.
Yeah, BF. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? My BF.
Say it backwards.
Yeah. All right, so you know BF be tripping. You know what I'm saying? And code word, man. Code word. I don't want them to turn me off in the middle of the show.
BF.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like it's BF not acting BF right now.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I be really want to just abandon Facebook altogether, man. But I know there's so many people that rock on Facebook. There's so many of the older generation Cowboy fans that still rock on Facebook. They don't trust no platform that only lets you talk for 59 seconds. They don't trust that crap. I don't trust that. You know what I'm saying? And Twitter only lives you on 149 characters. I don't trust that. How am I post all my cat videos on Twitter? That's why they don't go over there. You know what I'm saying? How am I post my whole recipe on Twitter? You know what I'm saying? So I gotta keep rocking.
My whole recipe.
My whole recipe. You know what I'm saying? Like if my mama went to Facebook or went to Instagram or Twitter, it would mess her up, bro. Cause she can't post all her pictures on Instagram. My mom, she's a pastor. She's not a pastor. She's a minister, to be exact. She like to type her prayers out. Her prayers be more than 149 characters. So I know that there are people that are just best on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
My boy Joseph say BF gonna get you.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. No, just put it like this. Your BF treats you like all your other BFs.
Yeah, you might as well call
my ex.
BF.
I'm gonna call it my ex.
BMs. You know what I mean?
For real.
Straight up BMs.
Hey, for reals. If you got a BM, shout out to everybody.
If you don't know, you don't know what BM is, baby mama.
Hey,
so baby mamas is gonna be baby mama drama.
Hey, but also shout out to all the baby mamas out there that don't be giving their baby daddies trouble though. Shout out to y'all. Man,
special shout out to you ladies.
Especially y'all. If you a baby mama,
shout out to you baby daddies who don't give in your ladies drama. So it goes both ways.
Hey, and shout out to all y'all baby daddies that don't like be calling baby daddies. You like call daddies because you in the motherfucking house. Whoa! You know what I'm talking about? That's West Coast. I got custody of my daughter. You know what I'm talking about? I'm one of the 3%.
You can only do that when you handle your business, right?
Yeah, I'm one of the 3% of people, 3% of men in California. That's crazy, right? 3% of men.
3%.
Hey, but I also believe that a lot of men in California don't really want their kids too, because man, I don't give a damn.
That ain't true, bro. I'm not special. You're doing good though. But
no.
That's a lot of deadbeat.
What I'm saying is, it's like I think because California has one of the higher rates on child support. So I think honestly, man, like some of these dudes just get intimidated and stop fighting. That's what I mean. Because bro, in California, they will give you, if you're a man, you will get your kid if you fight. You know what I'm saying? Because California don't care like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're not like one of these states that just be like, oh, the mother gets the kid automatically. California doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? If you got a job and she got a job, y'all both got a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that some men just don't fight. You know what I'm saying? Like some men automatically go in there with the assumption that she's the mom. They're naturally, no, not me. Not me. My mama said, do you trust your baby mama to raise your daughter? I said, She said, well, you need to get in that courtroom and fight for it then. You know what I'm saying? So, praise God. God is good. Hey, that was hella personal. Where we go with that at?
Hey, man, I know they want to hear about football right now.
Yeah, they want to talk about
football. There's a whole lot going on right now, so we getting ready to dig all the way into that straight up.
Yeah, but you know what? We getting a lot of likes. We getting a lot of likes right now. So hey,
some people out there hurting.
Yeah. Hey, it was somebody this morning that needed to hear that. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey man, just look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, that was for me.
Yeah, hey, for real. If that is for real, my boy JML is on here liking like a mug. Hey, if that was for you,
Jay, like man, you speaking my language, man. Preach. I think you got your sermon. Now back to the Cowboys.
All right, hey man, I apologize. I just had to come out though. But hey, shout out to all the baby mamas out there. If you holding it down and you ain't expecting nothing for your baby daddy, why? Because you know he ain't, and you still handling. Shout out to you, hey, and shout out to all the baby daddies out there that hate being called baby daddies because you a goddamn father, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. Hey, keep on grinding, baby. Keep on grinding. West Coast salute all the single parents out there, man. And shout out to all the single parents that's in marriages but the only one doing it, man. Salute to you, too, god dang it. Now, let's get on to some goddamn football. So, yesterday, man, the Dallas Cowboys went ahead and traded a 7th-round pick for one Michael Bennett by way of the New England Patriots. Now, Michael Bennett is a guy who had 9 sacks last year. He also had 8 sacks the year before last. So basically, he has 17 sacks in the last 2 years. You have Tank that had 22 sacks in the last 2 years. So he has 4 sacks less than DeMarcus Lawrence over the last 2 years, which is pretty damn impressive. One thing I will say, if Michael Bennett was younger, his asking price would have probably been a lot higher for his numbers. I'm just keep it real with you. I think part of the reason why the Dallas Cowboys, why you're able to get a guy like him for a 7th-round pick is simply because he's 33 years old. You know what I'm saying? But if he was 27, 28, he would not have been available for trade. You know what I'm saying? This is a move where the Patriots probably say, yeah, it's a guy who is providing some good talent for us because he's been consistent. And to be honest with you, over his career, he ain't did nothing less than 7-8 sacks. And I'm going to be honest with you, 7-8 sacks for the Dallas Cowboys puts you at least 3rd. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about this.
That's balling.
That's balling.
We was loving Gregory with 6. We was all on.
Hey, go ahead. You took my point, so go ahead and keep it. Go ahead and finish it.
Yeah. I mean, and we ain't even talked about it, so this is straight off the dome. So if you love Gregory, how do you not like this pick? Cause see, me and West Coast talked about it a little bit yesterday, just very little. But I'll say this. My first response to it was negative, but it was more so negative because of the politics size and the politic repercussions from this. But at the same time, if you look at this just from a player acquisition talent standpoint, this is an A plus acquisition, price wise and talent wise, and amount of time he might be with us, But there's a lot of risk associated with this pitch that I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about as well.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not even really tripping on the risk, man, because I get it, man. In order to, you got to bet something, you know what I'm saying? You got to risk something to win something. That's just what it is in life. You're always going to be risking something to get something, you know what I'm saying? But my problem with this is because everybody is a risk, you know what I'm saying? Giving Ezekiel Elliott $90 million, that's a risk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Allowing Amari Cooper to play on a 1-year deal worth $13.9 million, imagine if he gets hurt. Has he gotten hurt this year? That's a risk. You know what I'm saying? Releasing Taco before you even allow him to play when you still need a defensive end, that's a risk. Trusting Tristan Hill to come in here and be your savior after you got put out of the playoffs because of one single thing, running up the middle, that's a risk. So in my opinion, it sounds like the Dallas Cowboys ain't really tripping on no risk.
And that's kind of funny though.
Thank you.
Let me stick to positive before I get on the negative, because if I start getting on the negatives, you're going to think we're not positive. No, we are very positive. Well, I can speak for me. I don't want to speak for West Coast. I can speak for me. Yeah, so we positive on the acquisition of him and that he definitely helps, especially the fact that he's has position flex and he's a great player, even at his older age. So yes, did he lose a step? Yeah, he lost half a step, but a half a step, it's almost like Witten. Losing half a step with Witten is still always gonna be better than Schultz. Always. Like Witten could lose 2 steps and he gonna be always better than Jaw. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of player you getting in a time in which we definitely need it, and it's gonna help us a lot, and he gonna make a lot of plays. This truly helped take our whole defensive line to a next level.
When it comes to the pass.
When it comes to the pass, and I also think on stopping the run, both of them. I think he helps on both of them tremendously. Because see, one thing that a lot of people have to account is you're automatically was trying to double team who? Tank, right? So what it automatically does, and that's why Bennett should be super excited to come here, is because he's going to have a lot of one-on-one opportunities. And Bennett, a whole game with a bunch of one-on-ones is problems for almost any offense. It's not that many guards that are quick enough in short area space to keep up with him, period. You may be thinking 3 or 4 in the entire league that have the short area quickness to handle him. He's retarded with his hands, and when I say retarded, I mean in a good way. Fantastic. He get off blocks. A lot of things, a good thing about him too is he got a lot of playoff and Super Bowl experience, which most of our team don't have. So you actually got somebody that's in the locker room that can speak on the standpoint of being there, done that. And that's how Haley was when he first came to us. A bunch of problems, a bunch of issues, bipolar. They got rid of him because he had those bipolar issues. But he was the voice of, well, I've been there, done that. Y'all haven't, when he came to Dallas in the 90s. So it's a lot of good in terms of this pick. I literally give it an A+. And plus, I also expect a performance bump, just like we got a performance bump with Quinn, where he looked like his career leveled off. Remember, when you add a good player with Rod, they get a performance bump. So if he was like an ASAC guy last year, he gonna still be kind of on that same wavelength this year, plus a little bit more.
I'm okay with agreeing with that. If only if you agree with me that Rob Marinelli does not do good with young picks that come out the draft. As long as you're okay with me that, because if this was a guy coming out the draft, I would say I totally disagree with that. Because guys that we draft don't get bumps from Rob Marinelli. I'm just being honest with you. Guys that we draft,
I say 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, if we even allow that, look at a guy like Ryan Russell that we drafted in the 4th round. We ended up cutting him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So right. You know, I mean, I like the pick. I like the pick on the simple fact of mathematics. You're getting 17.5 sacks for a 7th round pick. But we have people in the comments say, "Oh, I'll be so happy when we stop mentioning Taco." Well, the reason why we mention Taco is because Taco is proof that why West Coast exists. Why? Because the Dallas Cowboys will try to sell you on the fact that Taco wasn't good and that he was doing it was an attitude problem and he just couldn't work in Dallas. Okay, so then we trade for a guy who Taco, and I love Michael Bennett, but I'm saying as of right now today, Taco Charleston is paying better than Michael Bennett. And he's 2.5, actually he's 2.8 million, you could just basically say $3 million cheaper. And he's damn near 10 years younger than him. Because Michael Bennett is 33, Taco's 24. You have Taco 2 years. You have Michael Bennett for 8 games. So that's where I look at the Dallas Cowboys. I look at the Dallas Cowboys and I say, I love Michael Bennett, but you know what Michael Bennett also signifies? That we made a mistake a couple months ago. That's what it signifies. So so I love the people who are just about the now. You know, when I told you 6 months ago that water heater was gonna bust, you know what I'm saying? You didn't want to believe me then. But now that it's busted and all over the floor and flying, now you want to run up in my face and tell me how good of a deal you got on this water cooler down the street. Well, guess what? You don't want to talk about all the damage that is done between now and then. Like, I'm happy about Michael Bennett too, I am. But I'm not happy about all the damage that has been done between now and then. Because guess what? Now you have LVE dinged up. You have Jalen Smith dinged up. You even have conversations about Jalen Smith and Vander Esch. What's going on with them? You literally traded. Think about this, guys. We have traded for 2 positions. We've traded 2 draft picks for the same position. Think of that. You traded 2 draft picks for the same position. You traded a 6th round pick for Robert Quinn. And you traded a 7th round pick for Michael Bennett. If you're trading those type of assets, bro, why you just didn't draft one? Like, why didn't you draft one in the draft?
And see, like,
That's what I'm looking at, the personnel decisions. Like, a lot of this stuff is all over the place, bro.
Wild. It's all over the place.
It's all over the place.
So let me explain it from this standpoint. So we already said from a player acquisition, we love it. Okay, so that's established. So don't think when we talk about the risk opponents of this, that this has anything to do with the player. It doesn't. This is the problem with Bennett. One of the biggest problems with Bennett is not him himself, it's the message. So
what is the message that you're sending? What's the message?
The message that you basically saying is that we in our locker room only tolerate a certain type of players. So we got rid of Taco over personality, not play. Let's be all the way honest about that, right? Because if you look at the way he was performing in preseason and now, so you can now add both of them to the equation, he was the best besides Tank. Hands down. He had about 4 sacks. He had a bunch of pressures, bat downs.
He got more sacks than Tank right now.
Everything that you want to see going into a season, you want, and then especially the timing of his arrival. Timing of his arrival was year 3, which it usually takes most defensive ends, even first rounders, around 3 years to hit their veteran legs. That's a fact. Like even with Tank, the same thing happened. So right when that guy turned the corner, you say we don't like his personality, and you let him go, and you get nothing for him.
Nothing.
So I look at it like this. This is what's messed up about it, and the messaging part about it. It's like you preaching that we don't deal with people like Dez, but you turn around and go get T.O.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Thank you.
You might as well have Dez and T.O.
Thank you.
That's what we're saying is you might as well have kept Taco if you go get Bennett, because it doesn't make sense messaging wise to say that we don't tolerate with this guy. And to still say stuff like, well, you could never have enough defensive ends, but you get rid of one, but then you go get one that has a whole lot more issues publicly than the one you let go.
The same guy who said publicly that Jerry Jones treats his players like property.
Yeah,
that's what Michael Bennett said. That's what Michael Bennett said about Jerry Jones.
It's like that,
whether it be true or not.
And I'm glad, and I'm so glad that they finally got over it. Cause I always said this, man. Like it's more so about how they played in the locker room. Like, you came around to it with Bennett, but damn, look at the opportunities that we never gave second chances to. Like Dez, like Taco, who wasn't as bad. They weren't protesting. Like, and I'm not saying I'm against the protest. I'm for the protest, but at the same time, this guy publicly was a protester and major spokesman and a bad spokesman. Benny was a bad spokesman for the protest.
And then let's not forget about the whole situation in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. Like he literally tried to create a racial situation in Vegas when there was racial stuff going on. Right. Like, bro, you can't do that, bro.
You can't do that, bro. Like, if you go be the face of the protest, it got to be an honest face, bro. You can't be up here having exaggerations on the protest because it's a real problem. We don't need you faking on that. And you got caught faking. It's almost like what happened with Sherman, right? Baker didn't shake my hand. Nah, boy, he shook your hand, boy. You're lying. We caught you lying. And see, that's what you had with Bennett. So when you look at like the mixed messaging of it, it's like, bro, what y'all gonna be, Cowboys? Are y'all gonna take on these risk players, or you gonna be stiff arming your own when you want to? Because what happened is you stiffed arm Dez Bryant, and you had to turn around and fix it. You stiff arm Taco, and now you have to turn around and fix it. And see. And that's what happened, like, especially based on what they said, because they said, this is exactly what Steven said. He said, we was concerned about defensive end, not D-tackle, even though West Coast and I, for the last 3 weeks, been on crisis mode in defensive tackle.
The fact that they don't see that is amazing.
We got this guy over defensive end. So the message in it is that we'll get rid of you for personality, but then we'll go take a bigger personality and a big risk personality to win. It's like, no.
So like So like guys like in Donovan Sue, why were we not interested in Donovan Sue? We needed a defensive run stopper, and we weren't interested in him. Why? Because of probably personality, I would think. There's been so many players that we have looked at that we've thought were good players, and we'll straight up tell you, nah, those aren't Jason Garrett guys. Those aren't the right type of guys. Like, whatever happened to that whole, we need the right type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I guess that goes out of the window.
I guess it goes out the window. And it's weird, bro.
Yeah, and then my boy says, and what happens to Justin Hamilton, who we just picked up last week? Like, that's what I be saying. Like, we have acquisition.
We mess around and see him somewhere in the rotation. So in terms of, are we making moves to solve our problems? We got to say yes, and we should be happy. Like, absolutely. I like the acquisition. I like the acquisition,
but I do not. I like the acquisition, but
message.
Not even the message.
I hate the opportunity cost.
This is what I think. Right? We're not losing games because we can't get to the quarterback. We're losing games because we cannot stop the run up the middle. So you know what we do? Go get another defensive end. You know what that lets me know? That the Dallas Cowboys are not focused in on their team as much as we think we do. And if you think you can just go get a defensive end, but he played D-tackle. No, we have a problem with running up the middle. We need a guy who plays D-tackle who can also play D-end. We don't need it the reverse. We have a bunch of D-ends who can play D-tackle. We need a D-tackle who can play D-end, meaning it is his first position. We need a run stopper. And Michael Bennett is known for his sacks and pressure on the quarterback. We're not losing games because of that. Like, I'm sorry, like, we're not losing games because of that. And I just don't see, I just, you know what I mean? And also you got to think like this. Michael Bennett is going to be a rotational player. So how many sacks is he really going to get rotating behind two guys who are actually playing really well right now? So you're going to tell me we're going to actually put 3 defensive ends on the field at the same time?
I hope so. I mean
that's what we're going to have to do.
Then that makes this pick even more like, what the fuck? Like, what
were you guys doing?
Like, if you not going to play him mostly at 3 tech right now.
Then what were you doing?
What were you doing if he is? Because see, it's gonna really remain to be seen. Because see, Steven will do this, right? They did this during the draft, right? When they picked McGovern and picked 90, they came out and said, which was obviously lie. They said that we got him because he's going to be the Liel replacement. Leaked through James Slater. That's exactly what they said. Me and West Coast was live, like, huh?
Why would you say that?
Like, why would you say that? And you go draft a guard center for a tackle? Who you talking to? Like hold on, man.
Nobody that's played football. Nobody that's played football.
You trying to make us eat this sandwich like it ain't no manure in this sandwich. No, that's boo-boo in this sandwich, and I ain't eating it, right? Yeah. So that's what they did. So it was an obvious lie that came out later that he was more a depth pick, more than likely for the concern of Fredericks. But they was concerned with Fredericks' confidence, so they didn't want to say it like that. But they went in through Liel under the bus. So the surface thing that they came out might not be what it really is about, because what they said is it's a DN. If he come out there playing and rotating that DN, bruh, I'm gonna be like, bruh, like what you said is, which is perfectly on point. We need to stop the run. We got good guys and great guys that's good at getting after the quarterback. So it's like, but I'm almost certain though that this was more so a perfect replacement for Crawford. Somebody that's a better hybrid player and position flex player, right? Then Crawford, and it's an upgrade to Crawford. And they were more than likely looking at it from a strategic advantage of having somebody with Super Bowl experience, somebody that knows Chris Richard's system, that's going to be a great fit at the 3-tech. And they're going to have a lot of one-on-ones and a lot of disruption on the pass as well as the run. But if he come out at that defensive end, bruh, and that's where he rotates mostly, I'm gonna be like, bruh, are you serious, bruh? Like you still left us vulnerable with a no-name Hamilton.
Hey, don't forget about Josh Jones from Green Bay, who we brought over. Remember, you guys were all happy about him. See, that's what I be saying, man. Like, y'all be on here trying to act like, oh, you guys don't ever say anything good about the Cowboys. You guys are just always so negative. Bro, I'm not negative. I'm realistic though. I'm looking at Josh Jones like, what the hell is he doing? Like, remember the safety?
Josh Jones don't make no sense at all.
Remember the safety that we picked up from Green Bay that has not played? The
freak safety with the freak measurables was starting
that hasn't played.
That's on the practice squad.
That started for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad.
He's on the practice squad.
Yeah, practice squad. So he has to earn his way up, even though he's been a professional starter before. Great.
But y'all want to say West Coast, you're never positive. Some of this stuff don't make sense.
Now, like, some strategically wise, okay, I do want to talk about one thing that's another risk to this too. The risk and the big risk of Bennett is this, and I'm going to just be all the way honest with y'all, man. I'm going to be all the way fucking honest with y'all. It's the Dallas media with Bennett.
Something the wrong comment.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, bro. He is a guy that speaks his mind, and we have the type media that's
gonna ask the question.
They go ask you, so remember when you said that about Jerry? Do you still feel that way? Are you gonna protest? See, Bennett's the type of guy that'll tell the truth. And see, when you tell the truth in Dallas,
that's what gets you in trouble.
It's gonna get bad. So I'm telling y'all, see, Bennett, look, Bennett not stupid. He's an educated, articulate guy. Like him and his brother smart. Don't think they stupid just because they free speakers. They say that what's on their mind. They don't hold back. They don't pull punches. But at the same time, you got to know the environment in which you're in. And in this environment, it's not going to be just about football. It's going to be about football and how you carry yourself. And that's a fact. That's the political environment that he walked into. Now, if this was all just football, A+. But you got to add in politics all the time when you're dealing with Dallas, because it's a business. And in this business, with an owner that cares about business as well as football, sometimes your politics can get you written off even when you was a better player. Yeah. So there's a big risk to him, like a big risk. Like, what if there's another social injustice that happened around the country? And he wants to use the Dallas Cowboys as an environment to raise awareness on this injustice. Whoa. So now Jerry could be called out by Trump again. And then he feel like I gotta make an example out of this guy who's a needed player. Bro, this is risky, bro. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, bro. It's straight up risky, bro. Like, if it's just about football, oh yeah, I love it. But it's not just about football with Dallas, and we all should know better than that.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's my take. That we always talk about. There's always two sides of every coin. There's the football side, and then there's the backside of everything. You know what I'm saying? There's the heads and there's the tails. So I mean, on a heads, I was, when you guys saw, I actually did 2 videos on the same subject, and they both sounded totally different. You know what I'm saying? Because at hindsight, when I first saw the trade, like I said, I was kind of more of like, yo, we need a D tackle. Like, our problem. Like, I think our defensive ends are fine. Like, and then more importantly, what type of message do you send to DeMarcus Lawrence knowing that you just paid him the most money that's ever been paid to a D tackle, and since then you've traded for 2 more D tackles? I mean, defensive ends. Defensive ends.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like,
I don't believe his solution is at defensive end. I don't. That's why I think they telling the story like they did with McGovern. That's why I think they, but see.
It also may let you know what's going on with Randy Gregory, too, because I'm very interested. Because, I mean, my thing is like the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones, before we switch to this next subject, man, Stephen Jones said a very important statement, and he says we don't do rentals. He said we don't do rentals on older players. We won't do that. Yeah. And that was the foundation of why we didn't go after Sue, why we didn't go after Jordan McCoy, why we didn't go after
got Cooper.
Yeah, why we went and got Cooper, why we didn't go after Snacks, why we didn't go after a guy like Antonio Brown. Like, do you guys see this whole list of all these players? Okay, and Brent, I get it why we didn't go after Brown. I get it why we didn't go after Snacks now. I get it why we didn't go after Gerald McCoy. I get it, guys. We want to go on this youth movement. We don't want to just, I get it. We don't want to trade for a guy and then he only plays 7 games and then he's gone. You gave up a whole pick for that. I get it. That actually makes good sense. And then you piss on all that and go get a guy who's not nearly as much as the talent of the guys that I've mentioned, nor is the need as great, but has greater, I guess, not necessarily distractions, but greater asterisks than all these other players. It just totally, it almost just makes like no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm be honest with you, I never in my life would have thought that Michael Bennett would be a Dallas Cowboys. But hey, like I said, if he can sack the quarterback, I'm all for it. If he can sack the quarterback, I'm all for it. I just think this is a huge contradiction to everything that the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I mean, think about Zeke's contract. What were you guys all saying? Well, if Zeke was a good guy, if Zeke did this, and if Zeke did that, if he had no off the field issues. Well, we just paid a guy who has all that and above. You just brought a guy on your team.
Basically called out the owner, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I love Michael Bennett. He has a book.
I like the move. I love the move from this standpoint. You show that you can move away from off the field problems and focus on the football solution. So I applaud Dallas for that. I just like, bro, can y'all pick a side? Can you just stay with it? Can you stay with it? Because see, now that you come around, I'm happy you come around. But damn, you should have came around with Dez. And you should have came around with Taco. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just because what opportunities did it cost us? And it is costing us an opportunity. It is. It straight up is. Like most people think we might be saying Taco or Bennett. I'm not saying Taco or Bennett. I'm saying Taco and Bennett.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I wanted both, damn it. Like both. Like so, because the question is not, is Taco better than Bennett? That's not even the question. The question is Taco better than Armstrong and Joe Jackson?
Thank you. Because that's who's on the team.
Yes. And it's like, what would you rather have when Quinn just hurt his rib? What would you rather have? Would you rather have Taco with Bennett or just Bennett? You would want to have Taco and Bennett, but that's if we was always in sync with our message that we pick football players, not politicians.
Yeah.
But on this one, we decided and it's smart.
And then boss, you have people saying, my boy Anthony says it makes perfect sense. Quinn is hurt and D-Law is playing with injuries. Okay, so how does one guy replace two?
Right.
If Quinn and D-Law are both dealing with injuries, how does Michael Bennett play both sides at the same time? He can't. That's why we're saying that the Dallas Cowboys should have kept both.
Yeah.
And another thing, too.
Think about it. I'm going to say it one more time because I don't think they got it, West Coast. You can't say you got a problem with Dez and then go hire T.O.
You can't.
You can't, bro. You can't. If you went in and got T.O., then shit, you should have kept Dez.
Yep.
It's like, because now you got two awesome players.
Yep.
Both of them with issues. One of them with a higher issue than the other. None of y'all better not ever say in your life that T.O. verbally is the same as Dez verbally. Don't say it. I would drop kick you myself. They're not the same. Just like Taco, in terms of his distraction, is not even close to the potential distraction of a Bennett. And let me read a couple of comments because Kerry said Jerry asked him that before the trade, are you going to kneel? And he obviously said no. And then Carwin said, how would JJ react to Bennett protesting racial injustice as a question? I bet the trade would not have taken place unless the two of them spoke on this issue. Let me say this, y'all, and let me just be real with you.
But you also got to remember, can I say something real quick?
Hold on real quick.
Hold on.
My point going to be quick.
I know, but I want to add something to your point, though, because I think you guys a lot of people are thinking of this as a free agent. This is not a free agent. This is a trade. Jerry Jones didn't have to say nothing to Michael Bennett. You want to know why? Because Michael Bennett didn't have a choice in a trade. Let that simmer on your soul real quick.
Yeah, and T.O. is not.
This is not Michael Bennett a free agent. This is a trade. Just like Amari Cooper did not have a choice to come to Dallas because he was traded and he was pretty pissed off when he got traded. Michael Bennett didn't have no choice to come to Dallas because he was traded to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let you. Michael Bennett did not sign with Dallas as a free agent. This is the Dallas Cowboys looking on the horizon and saying, we'll take that guy. Send him here. We'll give you a 7th. And guess what? You don't have a choice in the matter. You go to Dallas now.
Big point. And another thing to that is this. So what if we decided to get AB, right? Would y'all be like, or basically feel like, well, they had a conversation. No, this man's track record is what it is. At some point, your actions speak louder than your words. I don't care what the private conversation was, because you can't tell somebody that's a vet in the league that already qualified for his pitching that he's going to be censored. He's not. Like, he's not going to be censored. To make the assumption is, okay, we had a handshake on it, so he's not going to do any protesting. You don't know that. We don't know that. And it's not even about if he does it or not. I'm just not going to be under the assumption that there's no risk in this. No, there's risk in this. And we are the team that we will throw you we will throw cold water on you real fast if we don't like you out the field. That's a fact. I mean, just look at Jordan Lewis versus Anthony Brown.
Fact.
I mean, we would throw cold water on you quick for almost little of nothing. So don't get this guy with this big personality conflict and then say, well, with our track record, it's not going to be any problems. No, our track record says it's a huge risk. Because we loved Taco at first, but somewhere his personality got off and then we stopped liking it. And I heard somebody say Taco was trash. No, he's not.
Taco didn't even play. He didn't really play.
Okay, let me say it like this, because I told this to West Coast yesterday. Is Jarwin trash?
Are you asking? Don't ask me that question.
No. But why is Jarwin production down? Less reps for Witten. So when a guy's not on the field, you don't say he's trash.
How you gonna play?
But he's really not getting the what? Reps. Taco didn't get the reps under us. That's a fact.
And now look about this. He's getting the reps in Miami, and guess what? He has 3.5 sacks on a team that has not won a game. On a team that has not won a game, he has 3.5 sacks. What I'm saying is we could have had both. That's what I'm saying.
And it's hard to get 3.5 sacks when most of the teams that's playing against you getting big leads. Because then what they start doing, running the ball. So that means if he was on a better team, right, that was getting ahead, he would more than likely have better production. So, because how can we, the way that we was last year, be super high on Gregory for 6 sacks, but piss on 3.5 sacks in 7 games with Taco?
It's not even 7 games. Taco has 3.5 sacks since the Miami game, which was week 3. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7.
James,
so he has
stop it right now, bro.
He has 3.5 sacks. He has 3.5 sacks in 4 games. Because remember, he didn't
say if you're not getting reps, the coaches see you every day. See, you making a real silly assumption.
But you gotta remember, James may be new to this. He may be new to this page, though. He may be new to this page.
You acting like me now. I'm acting like you usually. Well, I check these balls, and you being Mr. Nice.
I know, but I'm just saying, James.
This one is crazy.
James may be new.
Are you watching the same team I'm watching? Because
James knew.
I know the coaches see Jordan Lewis every day too. Is he on the field, James?
Nope. James. No. Jordan Lewis, the best corner on the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Yeah. And then they put out something today talking about Jordan Lewis needs to stay focused. Why? He the most consistent one. Why y'all always putting the pressure on him? So, James, you saying that basically the coaches see? Sometimes I think they don't see. And it's up for us who do see to call them out when they don't see. Because what they trying to tell us with the case of Taco is this. Like, I didn't see the 4 sacks in preseason. I did see them. I saw the pressures in preseason.
Don't forget about the fumbles. Don't forget about the 2 fumbles.
The 2 fumbles and the back down.
Don't forget about the 2 fumbles.
We saw the whole thing. Did you see that from Joe Jackson? No. Did you see that with Armstrong? No.
Can I give you a better example? Can I give you a better example? I'm gonna just say one word, I'm gonna say one name. Donovan Wilson.
Oh, he had practice.
And for all y'all folks that believe that these coaches are just
that's a crazy assumption. They're trying to act like this whole world fair. No, the whole world ain't fair.
Hey, who's Donovan Wilson?
Politics mess up this whole world. You'll look at people. It was common sense. Okay, I'm gonna give you another example. See, this is our problem.
I know, but explain Donovan Wilson real quick. Donovan Wilson led the NFL.
You got it.
Donovan Wilson led the NFL preseason as a rookie in turnovers, in interceptions. Guess what? He has not played one. He played 3 snaps as safety so far this year. After leading, now you're gonna tell me you don't believe that Donovan Wilson possibly could be better than Jeff Heath, but he's not playing. You don't think that he's possibly better than Thompson, but he's not playing. I'm not even gonna say Xavier Woods. But I think he's probably better than Xavier Woods, but he's not playing. So guess what? That's why I say anybody. I can always tell the way people comment on my page how long you've been watching our show, because if people who've been watching our show for a very, very long time know that that's not true in Dallas. You know, and I'll just be honest with you. We've even had enough players. And then think about this. Like, if anything, I know we all see Dan Bailey kicking on them balls last night. So let's just be real. The Dallas Cowboys do make mistakes. I think some of you guys be on this I'ma just trust the process type of situation. Well, what is the process? Like, I had to bang on somebody the other day. They talking about, trust the process, trust the process. I'm like, bro, what the hell is the process? If you didn't cook the cake for 26 years and every single time you cook that cake, it's unateable, don't you think you need a new process?
Yeah.
Let me hear trust the process unless it's the New England Patriots process, because their process is the only process that's getting them to consistent Super Bowl. Yeah, right. Because what is the Dallas Cowboy process? What has it gotten us? What has the Dallas Cowboy process gotten us? Nothing.
Yeah, and you're right, Kerry. It's okay to agree to disagree. But one thing I'm never going to do, I'm not going to turn my brain off, bro. I'm not turning my brain off for nobody. You sometimes see West Coast and I disagree, because I'm not turning my brain off of him. He's not turning his brain off of me. I'm not turning my brain off of the Dallas Cowboys. Never. Nor should you. I mean, we go disagree. But I'm not going to be over here like, trust the process, which really means just kind of go along and don't say nothing.
Exactly.
Just don't have any opinion.
Trust the process really means trust me blindly as I lead you.
Say something, just clap for it regardless. Whether if it stinks or not, just eat that shit sandwich.
Hey, boss, trust the process.
Man, it's got a funny smell. You sure it's not no boo-boo in here? No.
Trust the process.
I'm a smell a sandwich. This has a funny smell to it. No, I'm not eating this.
Trust the process. Trust the process means trust the process. When I hear it, means this: trust me as I blindly lead you. That's what it means. Because when someone says trust the process, what you're basically saying is go against what common sense says and just trust what they're telling you.
No. And
that's what I'm saying. Just listen to common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go ahead and talk about this next subject, because this next subject is actually what we're talking about right now. And it's called, I wanted to say Jordan Lewis versus Anthony Brown, but I just felt that was not fair. I didn't think that was fair because Anthony Brown can't choose. Anthony Brown can't choose if he wants to go on the field or not. He can't. And I'm going to be honest with you, there was a situation when I was in high school when one of my friends who was not better than me, he was not. I'm not going to say his name, but he was not better than me. And guess what? They started him over me. You want to know why? Because I didn't have grades on the first. I didn't have grades to start my 10th grade, but they didn't take me off the team. My mom wanted to take me all the way off the team, but I didn't have grades. So you know what the coach just did? He just didn't play me. He left me on the team, but he didn't play me. You know what I'm saying? And now I had a problem. I could do two things. I could have been mad at the coach, or I could have been mad at my homeboy for playing over me. Now, I couldn't get mad at my homeboy. Why? Because that's still my homeboy. He's just taking advantage of the opportunity. But I should have been mad at myself, but instead I got mad at the coach instead. But long story short is, I didn't want to put Jordan Lewis versus Anthony Brown because Anthony Brown's he's just taking advantage of the situation. If someone said go in there and play, that's his job to play. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if we feel he's better. Anthony Brown's not going to be like, oh, you should play Jordan Lewis because he's better than me. No, nobody's going to say that. So that's why I thought the proper topic for this subject, honestly, is Jordan Lewis versus the person who's hating on him. And that's Chris Richards. And I actually put an S on the end, but it's only Chris Richards. But yeah, this is Jordan Lewis versus Chris Richards, because if Chris Richards wanted Jordan Lewis playing, he would be playing. And if Chris Richards doesn't have enough pool to say which DBs that he wants playing, then guess what? You have lied to me, Jack, on whoever he is. Because a guy that fiery and that commanding, I would think would have some type of say in who he's going to at least play at the DB position. If Sanjay Lal, think about this, Sanjay Lal is the guy who determines what corner or what wide receivers are playing, not Jason Garrett. Not Jason Garrett, not even Kellen Moore. Sanjay Lal is. So if Sanjay Lal can determine when a $14 million receiver goes on the field, you're going to tell me that Chris Richard ain't got the pull to say when a corners who are all making less than $6 million, the only one that's really making even money is freaking Byron Jones. But the money between Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown is nothing. And to be honest with you, Jordan Lewis makes more money than Anthony Brown. So it actually makes more sense to play Jordan Lewis. Yet he's not playing. So that's when I say trust the process. Well, guess what, Chris Richard? I've trusted your process for 3 years now with Anthony Brown. And he's given up how many touchdowns, Boss Cowboy?
Shoot, he gave up 13. So
we trusted the process with Anthony Brown and 13 touchdowns later.
And that's before 2019.
now 13 touchdowns later.
13.
So this next subject we have to talk about is Jordan Lewis versus Chris Richard. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, we haven't got to all these subjects. Don't trip, because our show is like we go live so many times and so oftenly that our show is it's almost like a show that never ends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like some shows
we gonna get to the money.
Yeah, like all these other subjects, if we don't get to them, we'll just pick them up on our next subject. Like we're a show that never ends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whatever we don't get in this show, we don't even honestly we try to do shows where we be like, we're gonna talk 10 minutes on this and 10 minutes on that and 10 minutes on that, and to be honest with you, that ain't us. Like our shows we're gonna give you
freestyle.
Everything, all the information that we can give you on that point.
We unload the clip.
We're gonna give it all to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we unload the full clip, pros and cons, all
because
the time.
sometimes you need to have a 45-minute conversation on this conversation. Like sometimes you need to.
Bennett, we went through the pros and then we went through the cons.
Like you needed that. Like we needed that.
You needed both of them. So it's a lot of good on his plate.
And that was the first time I talked. And that was actually the first time I went in. And a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, in Faraday, a lot of this stuff what me and Boss Cowboy do, because we had a problem calling each other, and then we would talk for 3 to 4 hours, and then we would get on the show and couldn't remember any of that stuff. So what we do now is we'll send each other points, and so a lot of times when we get on the show, this is the first time I've heard Boss Cowboy's opinion on that subject. Yeah. So I just let him go because I haven't heard his opinion. I got to be able to hear his whole opinion so I can disagree with it or even agree with it. You know what I'm saying? But I got to hear everything. So that's why we'll just let each other go. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So then you can be all right. So this next subject is J. Lou versus, and the reason why I said that is because I know some of y'all want to talk about Dak money, and we're gonna get to it. So the next subject we're gonna talk about is J. Lou versus Chris Richard, man. Hey, man, I'm going to tell y'all right now, man, J. Lou versus Chris Richard, that is proof right there that there are politics in the Dallas Cowboy nation, man. This kid is by far the Dallas Cowboys' best cover corner, period. I don't give a damn what you guys say about Byron Jones. Ain't nobody on this feed going to tell me that Byron Jones is the best corner on the Dallas Cowboys. He's not.
No. He's not.
Let's just be real. He's not. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. So, I want to know, I got a video that I'm about to drop today about Jordan Lewis. But Anthony Brown and Byron Jones I would think they would all be healthy for this Giants game. To be real. So there's a chance that Jordan Lewis might go back to the BS after he got an interception. After he got a tip down. After Anthony Brown missed a touchdown, missed a tackle on a 3rd down, and Jordan Lewis cleaned it up. You know what I'm saying? After all that happened, there's still a chance there's still a chance.
Man, let me give me the tag so
that J. Lou, go ahead. There's still a chance J. Lou. There's still a chance J. Lou may go right back to the bench. What is your thoughts?
Give me the tag. You got to give me the tag though, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm reaching like the wrestler.
Hey, they beat me up. I'm gonna just jump to the.
Man. You know how they do in wrestling, man. Got the
and then
tag.
he come in.
Listen.
He's shaking the.
Yeah. And he finally get in there. He go off. Yeah, that's me, man. I'm finna go off on this. Listen, bro. I definitely did a film on this. You need to go look it up. It's on my sports page, right? And it's already been a crisis, and it's never been the reasons that we think. I already saw some people on the comments saying, I think it's his height. West Coast, let me ask you a question. What's the difference in height between Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis? He's serious. He's not joking.
I mean, if you want to be exact, it's about right here. My scratcher. Yeah, you see my scratcher? I invented this. Look at this. It's about this much.
Yeah, it's about an inch.
About an inch.
It's an inch. So
one wears a low fade, the other one wears one wears braids, one wears a fro. So maybe the fro. Buy a fro.
Yeah, and then Jordan Lewis has longer arms, so really even.
Byron Jones is not the most athletic corner on the Dallas Cowboys. Has Byron Jones ever played on offense?
No.
Jordan Lewis played on offense and defense. How more athletic can you be?
You can't.
They did that. The only person they've ever done that with is Deion Sanders.
Yep.
So you tell me that Byron Jones is more athletic than Jordan Lewis, and Jordan Lewis also played on offense. Like, think about this. An offensive coordinator looked at him and said, he's a weapon. He could be a weapon with the ball in his hands. There's no way in hell they're going to say that about Byron Jones because of a combine. And if he's so athletic, when do we see Byron Jones' athleticism? When? In intercepting the ball? Hell no.
So Derek said Frohawk. He said it's the reach-in skills. Listen, man, it's none of that. It's not the Frohawk. It's not the reach-in skills, because you can go to my page. I did the film breakdown between the two. Literally, Anthony Brown has caused for the Dallas Cowboys 13 touchdowns against us. 13. You know how many Jordan Lewis in his career? 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know who got the most penalties between everybody?
Anthony Brown.
Nope.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony Brown. Oh, Byron Jones.
Byron Jones. Second is Anthony Brown. You know? So the person that's the most grabby, causes the most, like, even look at this year. Between the first 2 games, it's all on my film. You know how many tackles Anthony Brown missed in his first 2 games? 5. You know how many 3rd and 4th down conversions we have on Anthony Brown? 3. You know how many on Lewis? 0. You know who was the best graded in the whole country out of all teams at the nickelback position? Jordan Lewis. You know,
a 3rd round pick getting benched for a 6th round. If you don't slap yourself.
You know who was picked number 14 as the training camp standout? Jordan Lewis. You know who wasn't even on the list? Anthony Brown. You know who was graded a 1st round draft choice coming out until he had that domestic violent penal fight with his girl? Jordan Lewis.
Think about this. Even with a domestic violence case over his head, Jordan Lewis got picked in the 3rd round.
3rd round.
So without the domestic violence, Jordan Lewis easily is a second round. But I'm just saying, easily he's a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, and nobody would have blinked. Nobody would have said, "Why you do that?" If he was drafted in the 1st.
He got drafted in the 3rd and had to go to court the next day.
Yeah. So it's a great mystery that's going on, and you see the public pressure. If you go on the Cowboys website right now, they said Jordan Lewis needs to stay focused.
I didn't even read that. I didn't even read that crap
on him, bro.
I didn't even read the article, bro. Someone sent that crap to me. I didn't even open it. I was like,
it's like he the most consistent.
He needs to stay focused. He's the only DB that's getting his hands on the ball.
Focus. Like, listen, bro. Like, West Coast and I, we talked about this 3 weeks ago. He said, "Boss, what do you think will help us get more ball skills? I mean, interceptions and turnovers." I said, "Put the players on the field with the proven ball skills. That's Donovan Wilson and that's Lewis. The moment they put Lewis in the game, what you see,
interception.
Yep.
And I got so pissed too. I got so pissed off.
I got pissed too. I got real pissed because it's the opportunity cost. Like Jordan Lewis with way limited reps got way more interceptions than Byron that corner. Just think about that.
And that's in his career too. In his total career.
In his total career. So that
Jordan
means
Lewis
if you
has
give him more reps, likely you get more what?
Interceptions.
So everybody that's been like, why do our quarterbacks don't turn around for the ball? We never get the ball. Why we don't get the ball? Because we don't play the best people. We don't play the people with the proven ball skills. All you got to go do is go look up Jordan Lewis. You ain't got to Google this. Just go look up his grade coming out of Michigan and look at what they highlighted about him. He had out the draft, he was considered the best ball skill guy in the draft. In a deep DB draft. Remember that he came out with Kevin King, right?
Starting.
Yeah. Obi Malifonwu. What was the guy? Buda Baker. He came out with obviously Chidobe. He came out with all those guys and was graded the best in ball skills. So it's just and then it's like they have all this double speech. Like, so a lot of people say, I think it's his height. But see, Chris Richard's already said he's an exception to that rule. They asked Jason Garrett this week, what do you think about Jordan Lewis? What do you think? I love Jordan Lewis. Well, why he ain't starting then? How do you say you love a guy and he not starting? It's like, bro, like y'all playing us like we literal fools, and nobody has an answer why. And more than likely, like West Coast said, come this next Giants game, more than likely, guess who gonna roll out there as the starter? Anthony Brown. Again. A slap to all our face. Again. And you can't tell me that Jordan Lewis, even out the nickel, is not impactful. Jordan Lewis make the greatest one-on-one tackles out of anybody on the whole team. And that's including LVE and Jalen Smith. That is a fact. If you go look at the Giants game from this season, 2019, go look up what Jordan Lewis had to do on Saquon Barkley. Go look at it. It happened multiple times to where he had open field tackles one-on-one with Saquon and brought that man down.
I need to say something. I need to read something real quick, right? Listen to this, right? Jordan Lewis scouting report. This is his scouting report. His Walter Reed scouting report. Strength, good feet, superb cover corner. Runs the route with the receiver, prevents separation. He's fast, can cover speed receivers, very athletic, loose hips. Listen to this. I want you to read this. This is what the report they put on him. This is Walter Camp. This is the big one.
Yeah.
All right.
Popular for sure.
This is what they say. This is what they said about him. They says, hold on, let me get this up one time. It says, even though they are at a disadvantage, there are plenty of small cornerbacks who turn into quality NFL players. Lewis could easily keep that tradition alive as he was an impressive cover corner while at Michigan. I'm a skip around here. It says there's a lot to like about Lewis as a cover corner. He was excellent fleet to run the route with receivers and keep them from getting separation. That is. Like, I keep hearing that I love that. Lewis had a nice burst.
And
excellent.
You still see that today.
Yeah. He also processes body control and does have a superb job of playing the ball, as he's a good ball skill to hit passes away from the threat to create interceptions. So what he's saying is, not only is he good at getting his hands on the ball, but he's also good at tipping the ball up to help others get the ball. Now, I'm gonna read this last comment. He says, for the NFL, Lewis will be a great fit as a slot corner. He has loose hip to turn and run with fast receivers, plus the foot speed to run with them. Lewis could be a very good, solid cornerback and looks likely to be an early second-day pick in the 2017 draft.
That we got in the third, so we got a steal.
It's, bruh.
Yeah, and see, that's why I like West Coast. I say go read it. West Coast pulled it up.
Hey, listen to this, bro. They said, hey, listen to this. He says, Walter Camp says, there are a lot of potential fits for Lewis in the early rounds of 2017 draft to start the second day. The Browns should consider picking him at pick 33. That's the second round. That's the second pick in the second round. That's the first pick. Yeah, that's one pick removed from being in the first round.
Yeah, that's what we got. That's not playing. Yeah. And then what's worse, West Coast, is he's not getting development reps.
Listen to this, bro. It says, listen what they were talking about doing with him. It says the Colts need a cover corner to pair with Vontae Davis. Vontae Davis was their starting corner. So they're saying the Colts should pair him with their starter. It says Philadelphia, for a part, also need cornerback upgrades. Lewis could play either on these teams and be the second round. Listen, it says the Ravens could use him to upgrade with Jimmy Smith, their other starter. The Lions could use him to cover part with Darius Slay, another starter. It says Miami could consider adding a corner to partner with Xavier Howard. Bro, everybody that was talking about Jordan Lewis was talking about using him to pair him with another starter who is already considered a lockdown corner in the NFL. Bro, we're the only team in the NFL that's not playing this kid. If Jordan Lewis is on another team, he's starting.
Yep. Hands down, bro. And just think about what he went through as a rookie. Most people don't really factor in what happened with him. See, first of all, he had hamstring issues as a rookie. He was thrown out there right after being cleared against Denver. And I would say that was his worst game.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm looking at this stuff, man, and I'm looking at this stuff, man, and I'm just like, it's
frustrating, bro.
It's frustrating. I mean,
it's just frustrating. It's like no getting around it. It's like, and so that's also what's frustrating. And I ain't mean to kind of go off on James a little bit because, like you said, James he don't know our style. He don't know that we openly debate on this show, right? So when you say stuff like the coaches are out there, like, bro, like, come on, bro, like, shit, you out there too. My boy West Coast is literally out there too, right? So it's like everybody got their own eyes, man. And I'm not saying that people have to agree, and I think that was a great point, that we don't all agree. But at the same time, bro, no, bro, like at some point they trying to treat you like you stupid. And if somebody trying to treat you like you stupid, you shouldn't allow them, bro. You should not allow people to literally talk you out of common sense, bro. And that's exactly what they doing with Jordan Lewis. They are giving us super double speech. Oh, I love him. He's an exception. Oh, height. That's not why he doesn't play. It's because Anthony Brown is good. Now that's bullshit. Anthony Brown is not good. Stop it. Like, stop it, bro. Like, he loses to the fourth best receivers, mostly on most teams. The person that ate him up against the Redskins was literally Mr. Irrelevant. And then Mr. Irrelevant mean you was the last pick in the draft. Number 18 from the Redskins converted it on him on fourth down, third down, broke tackles on him, and it happened against Hardy with Atlanta. And it keeps happening over and over. No-name people keep beating this man. And we over here, when you go look at who beat Lewis, I can name him because I did the film on him.
Yeah.
You know who beat him? Adams. What is Adams? A solid number one.
Yeah.
Who was the other person that beat Lewis? The tight end for the Green Bay right now?
Jimmy Graham.
Who was the other person that beat Lewis? Jeffries.
Yeah. Can I say something real quick too? If you notice, all those guys have a pedigree too. They're all over 6'2", and they're all big wide receivers. Jordan, like obviously we're getting Jordan Lewis, but guess what? That's why you have Byron Jones. That's why you have Cheeto to do those other things.
And then they lose to him too. But I'm saying he's losing to guys that are like
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And on my film, I still got the background of where they actually commentating on it. And you know what they saying? Stuff like this. Man, what a catch by Jeffries. That's a 1 in 1,000 catch. That's a one. Like with what happened with Adams. Jordan Lewis made the play. They had to go right back to the same play and throw it perfect to get it on them.
Yeah, to the opposite side.
So it's like, come on, bro. When they got to be perfect to catch on you, shit, you should be playing. When the third and fourth receivers are acting and having game winning and just quality games on your nickel, that guy shouldn't be starting. It's really simple, and we complicate it. Like, and then people say, no, Anthony Brown is good. Man, he couldn't be on anybody's team and cause 13 touchdowns and still play. I'm sorry, bro. And then 5 missed tackles alone under Jimmy Johnson would have got him cut.
Jimmy didn't
that
play
is
that.
No doubt, bro.
Jimmy
Like, damn, like, let's just be honest, bro. Jimmy Johnson wouldn't have tolerated that, bro. He would have been like, 5 missed tackles? Are you out your mind? And you think you're going to represent my team? Yeah. Get to the asthma field, which means you cut. And he didn't play that, bro. It was no weakness under the 90s, and they didn't tolerate it by nobody, bro. So under this current regime, we'll get rid of Cass and then be like, it's his personality, and then we'll go get a bigger personality and say, but we need him. Under this current regime, we'll do stuff like this. We'll say, oh, but, we like Anthony Brown. He's one of our guys. But we'll go out there and ostracize a guy that's a consistent baller with the least amount of reps. He got more interceptions than Byron Jones with not even a quarter of his reps, bro.
And Byron Jones has been in the league way longer. Like, I don't want to hear this. And you're talking to 2 DBs, right? I played DB. There's a few things I've done in my life a very long time. I've gone to church a whole long time, and I played DB a very long time in my life. So I'm pretty good with the Bible. I'm pretty good with these playbooks. But I tell you this right now, man. If you are a DB and you don't get interceptions, nor do you value getting interceptions, I'm gonna be honest with you, you would not have been able to play with pretty much any coach that I've ever played with.
Me neither, bro.
Like I know. Think about this. I know guys in high school who did not play because they did not get their hands on the ball.
Yeah.
Like, period. Like, you did not get your hands on the ball, you cannot play DB. Like, that's the whole purpose. There are coverages designed for you to get your hand on the ball. Like, when you have a safety who's deep as man deep, and you have a guy that's throwing the ball short, your job is not to tackle him. Your job is to jump the damn route. Why? Because you have safety help. It's your job. That's what the coverage is designed for.
My coach was Coach Henderson, who I still think is coaching right now for the Buffalo Bills, okay? So when you see them boys out there balling and locking down, remember that was Boss Cowboys coach, okay? He told us this. He said, Marcus, ain't nobody going to want to draft you if you ain't getting no interception. So think about
Thank you. Name a corner who's getting drafted.
Now, this is somebody that's coaching in the league. He say, bro, this is how it go. If you want to be drafted, it's not about, oh, you cover well and people don't throw at you. No, that's good, and we appreciate that. But I'm not going to sit up here and let you tell me that Byron Jones deserves top enumeration. Nothing about him says that. I'm sorry. It doesn't say that, because a good corner will get the ball. Period. At some point, you have to get the ball. And if your whole track record is still at the corner position through your whole career, you do not get interceptions.
You're not going to be in the league. You're not going to play long, bro.
You should not be even in consideration of top pay.
Yep.
You should be automatic discount. You should be automatic. You are now. That's where Steven would have been right. If Steven said, Byron, we are not giving you a market setting deal, Steven would be all the way in the right, because the trend of his position says you don't do it. Period. And then think about it like this, West Coast, because really, if you paid him top money, you would be paying him based on what? 1 year. Yeah. His last year was his best year. This year so far is average for somebody that's supposed to be a Pro Bowl, all-pro corner. We are not seeing this year up to 7 games. He got 11 left. The season not over, but don't you lie to me to my face, into my CEV shades, and tell me.
Shout out Jalen Smith.
Yeah, they Jalen Smith shades. Don't lie to me in my face and tell me and lie and say that he's worthy of it. It's not. So all the stuff that we were saying, like, well, I don't want to pay Zeke because we got to pay Byron. Well, I don't want to pay Dak because we got to pay Byron. I don't want to pay Coop because, look, I always said this, and I stand by this to this day. The most important people on this whole team are the triplets.
Yeah. And that's
On
how
this whole.
yeah. And that's true, and that's how it's always. I mean, that's how it has to be, because at the end of the day, that's who's scoring points, man. That's who's moving your football, man.
Yeah, that's on the.
My biggest thing before we get up out of here, man, is this, man. And I keep saying this. Too oftenly, we're explaining football decisions that were made for non-football decisions. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in Dallas that has to do with football that's not a football decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if you was a dog groomer, but you made decisions based on how many cats. Well, you don't even deal with cats. Why are you making decisions based on cats? You deal with dogs. Right. We are a team that makes a lot of football decisions based on non-football decisions. Like, there's decisions that are being made that have nothing to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he likes this person or prefers that person over that person. That's it.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. And it's stuff like that is why you saw
Byron Jones is not even getting paid. Like, Byron Jones is not qualified to get paid for the Dallas Cowboys.
He gonna take a team-friendly deal, and he should, if he want to stay. And that's why, man, you know,
it's gonna have to be cheaper than what he's making right now, because he's not worth what he's making right now.
Yeah, I mean, he need to go like Scandrick told him. The grass is not green on the other side, buddy. Whatever Dallas throw at you, you need to take it. And that's how we should approach it. Like, you shouldn't even act like you deserving of Howard money. Not even close, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I'm glad that you turned around and you're better, because we can all say and honestly say with a straight face that Byron Jones is definitely much better. And I appreciate his play. But there's a difference between much better and deserving of top cornerback pay. And he's not there, bro. Especially coming off that surgery and all that kind of stuff, man. You ain't paying nobody for no one good year with 0 interceptions. Stop it. But my closeout to be this, and I say this so that we can end on a good note. We definitely improved on defense. Mm-hmm. And we definitely in a much better position to make a run. Like, so very positive. I don't want people to think that the moves that we just made wasn't a good move. It was a good move. That's if the distractions don't get in the way. That's if they don't put a microphone in Bennett's face and then he say something, then it goes viral, and then all of a sudden we got to make an example, all that kind of stuff. But if he can, as long as we can keep Mike's out of his face, and hopefully everybody pray that there's no social injustice that happen around the country that he wants to speak on, and use the brand of the Dallas Cowboys as a platform for his personal conviction, then we should be good, because he's a good player, you know. And then obviously we're going to want to see Jordan Lewis. If Jordan Lewis come out starting against the Giants, then we all should celebrate, because that means that we're in a desperate mode and we're now starting to make prudent decisions that's in the best interest of winning and not on favoritism. Because nobody can say that getting Bennett is totally against the normal politics of the Dallas Cowboys. So we're a little bit woke right now, and it's about just kind of shaking them and making sure they don't fall back asleep.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm in agreement with that. We just got to see now. We just got to see the manifestation of it, man. The Dallas Cowboys are making moves. I definitely want to see them make a move for a defensive tackle and solidify this thing up and get this thing rolling, man. But hey, boss, man, let them know where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, man. Go to my page at Boss Cowboy Sports, man. Especially if you're trying to see that film. Once you see that film, you're gonna be very upset on why Jordan Lewis wasn't starting as of 2017.
Hey, and also my last thought is this. Hey, Orlando Stendrick, take your bum ass somewhere and go sit down. Now you want to? Now Orlando Stendrick.
You can't end the show.
Man, Cause man, hold up. Let me finish. Orlando Stendrick, you were the same Orlando Stendrick in 2017 talking about, oh, would it would nice to be free. Oh, I would love to just be free on the Dallas Cowboys. Now you free, and now you talking about you want to come back. Bro, you trashed the Dallas Cowboys on your way out, and now you trying to trash them again. We don't need no 32-year-old cornerback. I'm cool. Talking about, I don't know why they released me. I had a really good game 2 weeks ago, and then we got killed by Miami, and then we got killed by the Cowboys, and I didn't play my best game in that game. Well, bruh, that's why you got released. That's why you got released. Because you didn't do nothing in that Minnesota game, and you damn sure didn't do nothing but let Tavon Austin get in the end zone against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I ain't never really liked Orlando Stendrick. Even when he was at training camp, he was a douche. You know what I'm saying? Even at training camp, he was a douche.
Okay, I get
you know what I'm saying?
I get
so
it,
I ain't rocking with him.
Had to be a little salty at it.
Yeah, bro, like he's a douche, bro. Like I don't like him.
I get it, bro. I get it now. Cause at first I was like, why are you banging on this boy?
And not even banging on him, bro. He's washed up. He washed up.
Cause I watched the whole interview today and I loved it, bro. Cause first of all,
because he politicking to get a job. That's why.
That's true. I can't fight you on that one, but check this out. This is the other reason why I loved it. It's nothing better, right? To when an ex leave you and they walk out like, I can do better than you. And then they have to come back.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something else I don't like about Orlando Stendrick. Orlando Stendrick is the type of dude that'll be in a relationship with a girl. As soon as he break up, go on Facebook, put all their business on the street. Because guess what? He did the exact same thing to Dallas. He did the exact same thing to Dallas. So as soon as he left Dallas, he may not have said, because he really couldn't talk crap about players individually because he had friendships with them. But he did the exact same thing against Dallas, man. He did the exact same thing. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, bruh. Like, it sounds good.
A couple of things that he said.
He's trying to get back in the love of the Dallas Cowboy Nation, and he knows that.
Because now it's about a job. It's
about a job, and it's about his afterlife. You know what I'm saying?
It's about life after football, and one of the most important and easiest ways to have a job after football is to be an ex-Cowboy.
Yep.
Television jobs run at you so easy, and he got a 12-year history, 10 of them with the Cowboys. It's a wrap. He gonna be on television. But there's one thing that he said.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Real quick, there's one thing that Skandrick said that I loved. He really opened up Pandora's box on the dysfunction that's going on in the Philadelphia locker room, and I love it. He also laid it up for Dak, like, amazingly in terms of Dak's value. Like, when he said this, I know Dak agent probably just, sent him a box of chocolates and 14 cigars. He said this. He said, with Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz don't put in any extra work until in hard times. He say Dak day one be the first one in and the first one out. And the last one out. I said, ooh. And you want to hear that about your quarterback. Now, some people actually prefer Wentz, that's even Dallas Cowboys, over Dak. But I love to hear with all my heart, that my quarterback has a better work ethic than the guy that was just a record-breaking enumerated quarterback.
Yeah, but it didn't take Orlando Stendrick. Orlando Stendrick shouldn't have.
But it helps.
It shouldn't have helped. It shouldn't have helped. Like, it's like a liar that tells the truth one time a year. Okay, praise God. A clock is right twice a year. A clock is right twice a year. I'm happy that he said the obvious.
He humble now, bro. He
ain't humble. He won a job, bro.
180. And he came back and kissed
him and his wife is weird. Him and his wife is weird. You got your wife worth $15 million and she's still a video. She's still in videos groping niggas, like groping dudes. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. They weird, bruh.
Yeah, they are real, but hey, man, you like.
She didn't wear a wedding ring, bruh. They be holding hands like this. Like y'all both weird.
Loved him throwing them under the bus, bro. I loved it because we always thrown under the bus, and a lot of times it be lies. So it's just refreshing for your rival and your hated enemy to be put out there. It just felt so good. That's just me.
Yeah, man. Orlando Stendrick, keep your comments to yourself with no thank you. You gonna go on? You wanted to be free, and guess what? The Dallas Cowboys released you. He asked to be released from the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, go and take that crap somewhere else, man. I'm cool.
I say, Lee is still my best friend. Lee is a baller, and Lee was talking to me, and and I wish I was like Lee to where I stayed with the Cowboys. No, they was gonna let you go anyway, homie. Like, for real, the writing was on the wall. You could have asked to play for free, they would let you go. Because we were just too young. Let's just be honest, man. Everybody on our team is young. So why we go pay old vets?
Yeah, Orlando, I'm cool. Don't even try. He trying to get in the good graces of the Cowboy Nation because it didn't work. Chiefs didn't work. Philly didn't work. It just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy your next life. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we're cool. No thank you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, y'all already know what it is, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. I appreciate everybody for watching. You guys already know what it is, man. Never look down because the stars up. Peace.